guys, it's Jen back with another video, and today I wanted to go over how to apply false lashes. So we're going to be discussing different types of false lashes, the tools that you need to put on false lashes, and some tips and tricks along the way to help you get these suckers on. Because I know these can be a challenge for a lot of people. Sometimes they even give me a fight, but I'm going to show you guys an easier way to apply lashes. So keep watching. Alright, now usually I work with strip lashes on myself. Now strip lashes come all on one band. Now whenever you're looking to buy lashes, you definitely want to buy something that has a nice light band. Typically you'll see heavy thick bands on Halloween or special effects lashes. Now those are going to be not very flexible and they're actually quite stiff, so it's really hard to apply these because the band isn't flexible and doesn't bend. So when you're buying lashes, and I know this is a special effects one, but when you're buying lashes for everyday use or for weddings, proms, whatever you're going to buy them for, make sure that you're buying something that has a flexible band. My favorite brands are Red Cherry lashes. Now these are available online. They're pretty inexpensive for the quality that you get, and they come in lots of shapes and lots of sizes. But my all-time favorite would be the Ardell lashes. Now these double up lashes, where are those at? Hold on. These they just came out with these. These are great. It's almost like double stacking lashes, so you get really pretty full lashes, but you can see the band is nice and clear. These bands are really flexible, really easy to adhere to your eye shape. So definitely 2 thumbs up for Ardell and Red Cherry lashes. I also like to use these Ardell individual lashes. Now, I feel like these take just the same amount of time to put on because I'm pretty quick with it as the strip lashes. Now, individual lashes are good for people who may have crepey skin on their eyelids or hooded eyelids where you can't actually get the strip to go on because you have looser skin. And it's going to happen to everybody, so I'm not picking on anybody. I notice mine's getting a little crepey as I get older, and sometimes when the skin is so crepey and it's hanging down, you really can't do a strip lash because you would end up gluing your loose skin to yourself. Now you could always pick up the skin and glue your lash on, but the problem is when that skin falls down, if you haven't let it dry quick enough or you let the skin down too soon, it's going to glue and you're going to glue that skin down to the eyelash. So these individual lashes like that are better for people that have crepey or loose skin or maybe even hooded eyelids. So I'm going to show you guys how to do both in this video. Alright, so the tools that you're going to need, of course, your lashes. Sorry, that was such a bad glare. Your lashes, a pair of tweezers, small scissors. I like Duo lash adhesive, and now this comes in dark brown, black, and white. The white dries clear, so I usually just use this one. If you are allergic to latex, you will need to get Venique by Eye Envy. This is a latex-free glue, and it comes with a little applicator. The tubes can be quite messy. If you squeeze too much or too fast and you get a bubble, kind of messes up your lashes, so I do enjoy using this one from time to time. You're also going to need a black eyeliner or whatever color eyeliner that you're wanting to use for your look to go over the band to cover up the band. And then of course mascara to coat the lashes in with your own to make them look real. I usually always apply my lashes after I've done my makeup. It's the last step that I do. If you were going to do them first, you may have a hard time blending the colors or keeping them on. If you're putting your lash on and you're tugging too much, you might end up pulling your lash off. So I always like to do them last. So if you do them first, that's okay to do that, but you may mess up your lash when you're putting on your other makeup. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to put on the individuals first. What I like to do is take my Duo and put some on the back of my hand. I'm going to let that set for a couple seconds and get a little bit tacky. Now these individuals come in different lengths. So usually I go for short or medium because the longs are really long. And a lot of times I'll use these on brides or whoever just to give the outer corner of the eye a little bit of a lift. So I don't always take it and go all the way in. I like to just add a couple on the corner just for a little bit of drama and just to kind of open the eye up a little bit. All right, now you guys are so close to my eye that it's almost scary, and it looks like I need to wax my eyebrows. But anyways, so you're gonna take your tweezers, and you're gonna pull off a lash. Make sure that you're pulling it off pretty close to the base so that you don't tear any of the hairs out. Got your lash. You're gonna dab it in the glue, and you're just taking the tip, and then you're gonna just let that glue get tacky, which you already have. You let it sit on the back of your hand, and you're just gonna tap it and let go. You're just gonna set it right at your lash line. Now it should go on with just pretty much the first try if you've let the glue get tacky enough. And I like to just make sure that I'm holding my tweezers at the very tip of the lash. Dabbing into my glue, letting it get a little tacky. Popping it on and just leaving it be. Remember, get right at your lash line. A little ball of glue. Now if you have a little casualty where it falls off, it's okay, don't panic. Just take it and reset it. And usually if you have a casualty or one that falls down like that, it's because you didn't let your glue get tacky enough. So after you do each lash, remember to let that glue set before you try to stick it on your eye. Usually that's the problem, is people put the glue on and they try to pop it on right away. Let it get tacky a little bit and it'll stick instantly. And you can see how it's kind of already made the corner of my lashes a little bit fuller. Now the glue will dry clear, but I always go back over the top of it with an eyeliner. I think the individuals show a lot less. They're definitely more of a natural look. Alright, so I've placed about 7 on the corner and I'm going to let that glue dry. While I'm doing that, I'm going to do the other eye with a strip lash. Now it's important to let that glue dry before you try to do any mascara or anything like that, or you might run the risk of pulling them off. So I'm going to be using the Red Cherry 217s on the other lash. Now make sure when you put your lash on that you're putting the smallest part and the widest part on the outer corner, the smallest part on the inner corner. So always make sure that you've got the right eye that it actually goes on before you apply the lash. And whenever you peel your lash off, I don't pull from the center, I just make sure I get a good grip on the beginning of it and I pull it off gently from the strip or from the packaging. And see how clear that band is on that? Like I said, if you're a beginner to lashes, you're going to go with that, and I actually peeled the wrong one off. See, if I were to put this one on, the longer end would be in the wrong place and the shorter end would be on the wrong end. So you want to go shorter to longer. Alright, so that's better. Shorter to longer. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is take your lash and measure it up to your own eye. Now most people don't have the same eye shape. Lashes come in all shapes and sizes, so you're going to have to match it up and you may have to do some cutting. So you're basically just going to take, and these do have a little bit of adhesive on them, so it makes it easier to stick whenever you're testing for size. So you're just going to want to take the lash and kind of roughly place it on your eye and see if you need to trim off any excess. And I think that might be a little bit long for me, so I am just going to go in, and I'm going to go in on the inner corner. Just drop my tweezers with these small scissors, and always cut from the inner corner, and I'm just going to take off a tiny little bit just so that they'll fit my eye shape a little bit better. So then you could go back in and see if that's a better fit, and I think it is. I don't like to have this band too far on the inner corner of my eye. I feel like it aggravates my eye, so I like to keep it a little farther on the outside. They also make lashes that would be cut in half, and sometimes I like to just cut a lash in half and I'll just put a lash on the outer corner of my eye. That's a lot easier to do too than a whole strip. So if you're having a hard time, you can always cut the lash in half, and it's like a demi lash. You could just take that and put that on the outer corner. That'll give you a nice flare and a nice uplifted effect to your eyes also. All right, so you're gonna take your duo and your lash. Squeeze a tiny amount all across the band. Try not to get it actually in the lashes. You're just wanting to go across that band. You're gonna let that get tacky for about 2 to 3 minutes. All right, so I've let the glue get tacky. I do like to put a little extra glue on the corner, so I go back and I add just a little dot on each corner. But you can see the lash isn't overflowing with glue. I don't have glue everywhere. It's not a lot, but I've let it get tacky, so it's just gonna grab. Now there's more than one way to do this. Some people like to take their tweezers and go in and do it. I just like to use my fingers, and then I like to go in with my tweezers and press it in later. So you're just gonna take your lash, and I like to hold it in the center. And I'm gonna get really close to this mirror. Let me move the camera so you guys can see. And I have to be like right up on a mirror to do this. So if you're at home and you're like all up in the mirror, that's you're doing it right. So I'm just gonna take my lash and I'm setting it in the center. And then I'm going in and I'm pushing each corner down. And if you've let that glue get tacky, it should take pretty instant. Now at this point, you have some wiggle room, some time. If you've made a mistake, if you put the lash on and something feels like it's poking you or it's uncomfortable, you have time to take it off and readjust it. So now I'm just going to take the back of the tweezer and I'm just really pressing it in at my lash line. Like I said, at this point, if something's poking you or you've set the lash up too high, you can take it off and rework it. Now you may get little globs of latex that you'll have to peel off, so I would say practice without makeup on first and get the hang of it before you start to do it with makeup, because if you do this after you've done your makeup and you keep messing up, then you're going to mess up your actual makeup. And you want to put this lash as close as to your lash line as you can, like right on top of it. Alright, so we're going to let that glue dry. So now we come to the other side and you can see that the glue has almost dried, it's almost clear. Now at this point you can go back over it with any liner that you want. I'm just going to use this Lorac liquid liner and I'm just going to go over that glue and really blend that into my own lashes. And like I said, the good thing about individuals is you can do you know, 3 lashes or you can do 30. It just kind of depends on the look that you're going for, but you do get a very natural look with the individuals. And I feel like people that have more mature skin that are wanting to do false lashes, I feel like it's the better option. You can see it just kind of gives a nice little flare and a little flick in the corner. Alright, so you can see that it has dried and it's clear, so I'm just going to go back over it with my liquid liner. Just really blend that in with my own lashes. You can really hide the band better this way. Alright, and like I said, at this point everything should be very comfortable. There shouldn't be anything poking or picking or prodding at your skin. Now, on occasion, when you're first starting this out, when you put the lash on, if you look down but you close your eye too much, you may glue yourself to yourself. I do it still, I do it to clients, accidents happen, it happens. So if you do that, you don't need to panic. I usually just take my tweezers and I'll close them, and if you open your eye, usually it's in the outer corner. Be careful not to poke your eyeball out, but you can kind of loosen up where you glued yourself to yourself. And that usually happens if you put too much glue on, or the person that you're putting them on closes their eyes too tight. I always tell people just to look down like this without closing their eye all the way, because if they go like that and you're trying to glue a lash on, the glue may seep down and they may glue themselves to themselves. I mean, it's not like cement. I don't know, sometimes people panic. It's like, you can just open your eye, you're not going to die. So if you do that, it's not a big deal. Usually you can unglue yourself, so just don't use too much adhesive. Alright, and so the last step would just be to put on some mascara. And you're just putting on the mascara and you're wiggling your own lashes in with the artificial lashes, just to kind of marry them together. And this part's especially important. because you want to coat your own lashes, and I'm kind of combing them up into my false lashes so that you get a really good blend, because you want them to look like they are your own lashes. And the false lashes are a lot darker than my own naturally, so if I didn't do the mascara, my eyelashes are almost blonde, they would stick out like a sore thumb. Now I don't like to coat the edge of my false lashes too much because I like to reuse them. Alright, simple enough. Like I said, definitely just practice on yourself with no makeup on first and try it. And if you glue yourself to yourself, don't panic. It still happens to me today, nothing to panic about. And if you are a little heavy-handed, you definitely may want to try this one instead of the one that comes out in the squeeze tube. You're a little less likely to overdo it if you use the venique one. So try that, and just remember, practice makes perfect. Look for lashes that have nice, thin, flexible bands. That's probably my best advice. And always make sure you wait at least 3 minutes to let that glue get tacky before you attempt to stick it on. I hope this video helps you guys. And like I said, if you glue yourself to yourself, it happens. So have fun with it, and practice makes perfect. Thanks for watching.